Welcome to Wistoria, a land where magic reigns supreme. And the most prestigious place to hone this craft is at the Rigarden Magical Academy, an institution renowned for cultivating the greatest mages in the land, the Magia Vander. There are those who are unable to wield magic, and one such person is a young man named Will Surfort. Mocked by both the faculty and fellow students alike, in time, he will one day come to be recognized as the Sword. We find ourselves in Will's classroom, where he's asked to cast a simple spell in front of his fellow students by Professor Edward Surfance. Unable to accomplish the task, most of the class laugh at him. And in an effort to display his superiority over Will, his biggest bully named Scion Ulster launches a fire spell at the item. With the lessons over, Will is confronted and mocked in the hallway by Scion and his cronies. We are then introduced to Colette, a powerful earth mage and one of his closest allies. She confronts Scion, calling him a bully as she aggressively defends her friend. With the Three Stooges gone, Will and Colette have a conversation about the foundation of this world. Centuries ago, beings from the sky attacked this world. In a desperate effort to defeat them, 5 great wizards known as the first Magia Vanders repelled them and constructed a magical seal over the sky. And to ensure that the seal remained intact, successive Magia Vanders have preserved the shield, thus protecting their world. We get a flashback to Will's youth where we see him with his childhood friend named Elfaria Albus Serfort, as the two kids make a promise to one another to ascend the tower together. Later on, in an effort to acquire the necessary credits for graduation, we see Will desperately trying to convince his personal tutor, Professor Werkner Norgram, to provide him with the information about a dungeon monster. And when Werkner eventually agrees to Will's request, we see Scion eavesdropping on their conversation. Upon entering the dungeon in an attempt to sabotage Will, the fire mage and his friends find themselves before an unexpected monster. A sentinel makes quick work of his cronies, and as Scion desperately launches useless firebolts at it, Will hears his cries. The young man is surprised to find his bully here, and just for a moment, he ponders whether or not to help someone who has caused him so much heartache. However, memories of his promise to Elfaria pour in, and so Will comes to Scion's aid. Scion watches in awe as someone who he thought of as inferior decimates the monster with agility, speed, strength, and pure bravery. And as Will walks towards Scion after the battle is won, he offers his hand to the mage. However, rather than thanks, Scion glares up at him in rage. Upon his return to the academy, Will is awarded 10 credits for defeating the monster, thus allowing him to meet the threshold required to advance. And as the episode comes to a close, Will looks up at the Magia Vander Tower, and within it, we see Elfaria looking back at him.